into the wonderful world of dodgy movies and TV. I am your host, movie and TV mistress. This week I'm reviewing The Beast of Hollow Mountain, a 1956 film.
Hold it! Looks like there's been a big struggle around here. Cattle tracks go all directions. See?
No one has dared to come this far. Let's turn back.
You're too superstitious, Manuel. You're afraid of your own shadow.
Not my shadow, senor. It's the shadow of that cursed mountain.
Here is high adventure, and in the glorious and colorful Southwest. Starring Guy Madison as the courageous rancher who tried to solve the secret of Hollow Mountain, hiding place of a monster spawned in the dawn of time. He dared to ride where no man had ever set foot before. Patricia Medina, the menace of the beast, stood between her and the man she loved.
I'm getting married tomorrow. I do not want to be a widow or the wife of a murderer on my wedding day.
So, what is Beast of Hollow Mountain? Well, it's a Western. It's a 1956 Western. It stars Guy Madison and Carlos Rivas, as well as Patricia Medina, and then it has two characters called Pancho and Panchito. So it's a father and son, Pancho and Panchito, and Pancho goes missing. And he works for Guy Madison's character, Jimmy Ryan. Now, Jimmy Ryan is a cowboy who's living in Mexico. So, this one's kind of dealing with the fact that the Mexicans don't like the Americans coming in. Kind of apt considering the political turmoil in America right now regarding Mexico. Just a thought. Anyway, so the American is not liked by the locals, and they're trying to force him out and get him to leave. So, there's a lot of evil Mexicans being mean to said American, who apparently is just trying to be nice. Because Americans can be nice, right? Anyway, so Pancho goes missing. And Panchito is worried about his dad because he's gone missing, and he's gone somewhere where he's been told not to go by his boss. And no one can find him. Now there is quicksand, so they think maybe he sunk into the quicksand beside the mountain. And there's a search, and then they give up the search, and then there's more searching, and Panchito trying to be looked after by the female Mexican who is clearly not Mexican. Yeah. I'm going to read out some of the character names because I find these names hilarious because it's kind of weird to think, right? So we've got Patricia Medina. She plays the female lead and love interest of Jimmy Ryan as Sarita. Okay, that's fine. We've got Jimmy's partner who is Felipe Sanchez. Sure, why not? As I said, Pancho and Panchito. Then you've got Enrique Rios and Don Pedro, and then a female called Margarita. I think they gave up at this point naming them. Martinez, Manuel, Carlos, Jorge, Jose, you know, the classic Mexican names. I mean, I guess Margarita is a name, it's just, when I think of it, I think of pizza. That's just my thoughts. Anyway, so the Mexicans are wanting him out, but they end up helping him, trying to find Pancho, because they don't want poor Panchito to grow up without a dad. And after a whole load of Western hijinks and, oh my god, who's going to win this fight over the girl? Is it going to be Jimmy or is it going to be Enrique? Who's going to win the girl? Because, you know, it's all about a girl. But the title of the film is called The Beast of Hollow Mountain. So where's the beast? Is there a beast? Or is it all made up? Is it their way of trying to scare the American off? Well, no. It actually is a beast. About an hour into the film, and it's an hour and a half film, finally, after not hearing any noises, not hearing any footprints, as I say, we see quicksand, so it's assumed that possibly he sank in the quicksand, which could have happened. It turns out, randomly in this classic full-on Western that just follows all the Western stereotypes of 1950s Western movies, randomly, dinosaur. Yes. The Beast of Hollow Mountain is a dinosaur that just turns up at the end. And people die, including the bad guy, and when you know it, Jimmy gets the girl, because the bad guy's now dead, thanks to dinosaur. But unfortunately, Panchito is still orphaned and has lost his dad forever. Okay. So, happy ending? I was with this movie the entire time I watched it, and I was like, okay, I can go with this. It's a Western. That's fine by me. I mean, I'm not sure what the beast bit is about. And then, as I say, an hour in, dinosaur. Because what makes a Western so much better in the 50s? Dinosaur. 50s B-movies and drive-in films. When in doubt, chuck a dinosaur in there. Because, you know, the teenagers weren't watching. They were making out in the back of the car at the drive-in. They probably went, what, wait, I thought this was a Western. I know I did. I wasn't making out at the time, but I was thinking, wait, when did the dinosaur turn up? Because honestly, at no point prior to the dinosaur turning up at the last half hour of the movie, is there any sign, sound, or any discussion about there's a beast that lives out by the mountain. No. Nothing. Quicksand? Yes. Monster? No. It's actually a very good film. The dinosaur thing just does throw you a bit, but apart from that, it's a very good Western. It follows all the classic Westerns, as I've said, and it's well acted, well performed. Yes, for the time, they didn't have lead actresses that were Mexican, so you get a slightly browned up white woman trying to be Mexican. But there's nothing wrong with that. It's the time period, and you have to understand, when you watch films from back then, or even earlier, you're gonna get films that, well, come off a bit racist by today's standards. Breakfast at Tiffany's, anyone? Just saying. Mickey Rooney? Wow. This is why I find you disturbing. So, it is one of those free-to-view films. You can find it on the internet in many a place, and I found it on the Roku, on one of the free film channels that you get. So, as a joke, I would definitely check it out. If you like Westerns, go for it, because it's actually a well-made Western. The stop-motion animation isn't bad. It's not the best in the world, but it's okay. The special effects, and when you have to think about it, you have to think, these are people who are doing special effects, having to do it in camera with either stop motion animation being put on top of the film that you've already filmed, or doing some weird stuff at the set. It's very well done, and people forget how much effort went into making films like this back in the day. People just take it for granted that nowadays we just go press a button and dinosaur on screen, or birds if you like Birdemic. I mean, they're the worst sort of CGI ever, but you know, if you're into that, hey, hilarity. I enjoyed it. But then again, I'll enjoy most movies I watch just because I like watching silly films that just go in directions you're not expecting. So this goes in ways you don't expect, and I really enjoyed that for that. And who knows what next for 50s films that I'll review. I'm kind of going through a 50s phase at the minute. So tune in next week, folks, where I'll be reviewing a more recent film starring Chris Evans. That's Captain America, to anyone who doesn't know his real name. So remember, hit the subscribe button. When you hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, because that will notify you when I upload. Comment down below, let me know what you're thinking, or give me any questions or suggestions are always welcome. And remember what I always say, folks, there's a lot of dodgy films out there. And I'm watching most of them, if not all, at some point in my life. So, bye!